There's a particular category of content on YouTube that I tend to utilize as a really good example of what the war against masculinity looks like, right? Now, more specifically, it's what the war against masculinity would look like if masculinity were to lose. And if you are curious, I actually heavily advise you to go check out these videos. If you type in what the title of this video is, Reject Modernity, Embrace Masculinity. If you go type that in on YouTube, there's going to be these two particular shorts that I want you, YouTube shorts that I want you to look at. They're very short. They're like a minute long each. If your attention span can't handle that, then you're part of the losing side. All right. But go check those out. Now, admittedly, they did go from one extreme to the other. All right. And there is a conversation that needs to be had amongst men on where to tune it up and to tune it down. But that's for a different conversation. Go check out that video. Go look at the first batch of men, those creatures, those weak things. Go look at them and be like, you that? That's what a man is? Ladies, come on. Hey, ladies, come here. That's a man to you? That's a man. So when I do everything the opposite of that, that's toxic masculinity. I'm being misogynistic because I'm a man that doesn't want to grow his nails out. I'm a man that doesn't want to have a really soft, dainty voice with vocal fry, like I'm a girl from Malibu with daddy's money. You serious? Because I'm a man that has a bunch of testosterone naturally flowing throughout my body. Come here, sis. That's you? You want that? You're telling me that you respect that? You're telling me that you see that as a strong man? Fuck out of my face. Go check out that video. All right? What people need to realize still, that some people still don't get it, is that warfare is not only fought with bullets and bombs. Sometimes it's fought with chemicals. And even scarier than chemical warfare is mind control. Propaganda, if you will. We got so many young men out here doing these TikTok dances, grabbing on each other's hips and gyrating and shit. It's just like, what? Yo, where your daddy at, homie? Where your daddy at? Let me go talk to your dad real quick. Hey, yo, this is what your son doing? You okay with that? Your son out here prostituting. That's wild. He's shaking his hips like a belly dancer. The only time you should be shaking your hips as a man is if you're doing the salsa. You got a little Hispanic in your blood. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time you should be moving your hips. I'll give you that salsa. Y'all be doing y'all thing with that one. Do your thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? The only time you should be moving your hips around like that is if you were the physical therapy. You know what I'm saying? You trying to shake out the kink in your back. I'm trying to add a little humor, but like, come on now. That's crazy. Some of you dudes out here looking pretty. You know, I make the jokes like, yo, I'm a pretty dude. No. Y'all looking like, yo, you one dress away from being a female. Like, hold up, where's the vibrato? Where's your masculine frame at? Now, once again, there's another video I keep on saying I'm going to make, but there's different types of men out there. There's different type of men. There's different types of women. I get it. There's the pretty boys. There's the masculine guys. I get it. But come on now. Some of y'all looking mighty soft. That's all I got to say. But getting back to my original point before I go too far, but before my mental train derails too early in this video, you know, I've made this point before, like when it comes to the chemical warfare, we are being pushed now that it's okay for young men, the same young men that can't buy cigarettes, the same young men that can't vote, the same little boys that cannot even get drafted into the military, the same young men that can't rent a vehicle, the same young men that cannot, like join the military, are being told that it's okay to go through a sex change. These parents are okaying these kids to get the same chemicals that are used to castrate. Oh, excuse me, to the same hormonal therapy that is offered to sex offenders as the same chemicals, I'm so sorry, the same therapy that's being offered to little boys. It's okay for you to not want the testosterone that makes you a man. Fill yourself up with estrogen. Let's make sure that if you ever want to have a kid in your future, you can't do it. Yes, parents, come sign your kids up to be experimented on. Ain't that bad a bitch? We got soy in all of our food. Why have there been increased levels of breast cancer in women too? Well, it's the same proponent. You see how there's been an increase, a rise and rise and rise in all these non-binary, transgender, homosexual, all this type of the whole LGBTQ thing. There's been a rise in it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these individuals are indeed born that way. And it's not their fault that they're born this way. And once again, there's no hate towards it. But you have to realize something. There weren't this many non-binaries. There weren't this many pansexuals. There weren't this many asexual people. There weren't this many all this type of shit in the past. And where am I going with this? Soy. Soy raises estrogen levels. And it's been slowly, our food supply has been slowly been spiked with it over time. I've been always a health conscious type of person. Sure, do I still cheat and eat stuff I know I shouldn't be? Yes. But soy is something that is in everything. Soy raises estrogen levels. Now, what happens when generations of people are being spiked soy? Estrogen levels are rising and rising and rising. Your voice starts to get a little bit higher. It goes from this, and it starts to, over time, it starts to turn into this. Over time, slowly, generation after generation. Your wrist starts to get a little weak. Yes. Generations of this being not only being spiked, but then you're taught that it's okay. See, warfare does not have to be a big sudden blow. Sometimes it's slow and steady wins the race. And that's what's happening now. And everything is coming to the head. And now they're just getting loud and proud. They have pride in what they do when they have these men masquerading as women doing sexual lewd acts in audiences that have children in them. What's that dude's name? I'm blanking. It was like, I wanted to say Sam Cooke, but that's a dude. But that dude, he started, God damn, really? You just flying right over my head right now, ain't you? Anyway, I'm not starting over. But the dude that was like, he did that performance where he literally is like pretty much dressing up like a woman, and like he's just like, it's like the Hail Satan, like the pride stuff, all that type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sam Hook, Sam whatever, Sam something. His name blanks, but like I saw that shit and I was just like, this is what's being masqueraded these days. These drag queens are allowed to go into schools now and parade around. You don't find that to be a little bit strange? Drag shows used to be exclusively for adults, and now they are being infiltrated into our schools. Mind control. There's so many of these schools that are having these, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be queer. And once again, it's okay. If that's who you are at your core, then hey, I ain't got no problem with you. But when it's being pushed on our children in the books, where in these same books, they are explaining what it's like to give oral sex, homosexual oral sex. Is that appropriate? Even if it was heterosexual, is that appropriate for schools in elementary and middle schools? Even in high schools, is that appropriate? Right? What's another level to this mind control? You control their celebrities. You control their idols, right? Young men, we look up to so-called strong men. So who are the main strong men in the broken black household, in the household in general? Sports players and celebrities, right? Let's go with the sports players first. Once again, these are our freaks of nature. These are the dudes these are supposed to be the leaders of our armies, fighting against this bullshit, fighting against this tyranny. But we got them showing up, and we got what's his name? Aaron Sharp, the dude that fighting against Skip, Skip, that dude. It's like that dude showing up to courtside with a purse. The rappers. It's like showing up with purses. A$AP Rocky, it's not a purse, it's a satchel. The fact that you even had to explain that you knew what people was going to say, you didn't care. Once again, you shouldn't care what people think about you, but come on, dog. We're wearing purses now. We're painting our nails now. Come on, fam. And this is who our young men, our little boys are looking up to. Now, this one admittedly is a stretch, but you gotta hear me out on this one. You remember there's that video with when Gangstalicious, in the Boondocks, when Riley was looking up the Gangstalicious, right? And Gangstalicious, like, you know, of course, you find out in spoiler alert in this old ass series that like Gangstalicious was like a closet gay dude, whatever. And like he had all these young men wearing like crop tops and skirts and stuff and purses and stuff. The Boondocks was on something. Go look up Riley and Gangstalicious and all that type of stuff, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about, right? And nowadays we have young men wearing these little crop tops. And you think I'm playing? Go look at some of these sports players when they be wearing like these cut off t-shirts, and it's just like a t-shirt with just a crop top. Now, oh, it's hot, bro. It's this and that. Fam, you're an athlete. You can wear a whole t-shirt. It's breathable fabric anyway. But then if you think that's a reach, okay. Now, what do gym girls be wearing? Push-up bras and the compression pants, the yoga pants and such, right? Well, what do these dudes be wearing? The cut-off t-shirts and compression pants. Put them side by side, y'all dressing alike. Might be a little bit of a reach, but hey, I'll wait for this jet to go by because I'm not starting over. See, Virginia loves to say we love jet noise. No, the hell we don't. that shit is mad annoying and it freaks out the dogs. Come on, keep on going, keep on flying circles. Come on. But anyway, you know, one of the things is, see, that thing threw me all the way off. See, they be messing me up. But the other thing is, you know, our rappers, the gangsters, you know, in the hoods especially. Who are the strong masculine men in the hoods? The gangsters, the criminals, the dudes that are in and out of prisons, the ones that are, but they're in and out of prisons, but they got all the cash, they got the cars, they got the clothes, they got the women. Yes, is this like a form of masculinity? Yes, but it's low-level masculinity, to be quite honest with you. You know, a real man will stay out of trouble. A real man will not be in and out of a prison system. But, you know, they got to work with what they got, right? So I find it interesting then that these men that they look up to be having their asses hanging out. So you a man, you're a macho man. If anyone tests your gangster, you gonna F them up. But then there's another jet. But you gonna F them up. But you got your ass hanging out. You want the world to see your butt cheeks. Come here, young men. Let me give you a quick little history lesson. Where did sagging come from? Sagging came from the prison system. This jet is annoying. I'm not starting over, I'm talking through it. But anyway, sagging came from the prison system. If you sagged in prison, that meant that you were ready to receive some ding-a-ling from Big Tyrone. Big Tyrone was known for more than just being very big in stature, for lifting heavy weights. He was big in other ways, if you catch my drift. And for the dudes that were having their butt cheeks hanging out, they wanted to be friends with Tyrone. So when your idol comes out of the penitentiary and he's still sagging his pants, you catch my drift. Well, he's feeling the draft, if you will, but that's neither here nor there. So we've been feminized when we go to the prison systems, and then you come out and these feminized individuals are the ones that are influencing the young men, and the young men want to be like them, and then thus perpetuates the chain of young men thinking it's cool to have your ass cheeks hanging out, to sag your pants, to have your butt cheeks hanging out. Does that make sense? You know, so now we're just at the point now where we just have men that can't articulate themselves. Go look at these colleges. These colleges where it's like now we have young men that think they're smart and they want to go defend the trans movement, to go defend the LGBTQ. Once again, I want to make it very clear because the internet will internet. I don't have anything against y'all. But your movement is a shell corporation. It's a shell. Yes, you might be proud in who you have. You should love who you are. Cool. But your shit has been infiltrated, guys, gals, they, thems. Your shit's been infiltrated. There are people that are utilizing your platform to hide while they are pushing a tyrannical regime on people. If you speak against this, it's hate speech. So then everything that they do is going to be, there's like some House bill, and I have to go look it up. What was it, like 1645? Something like that. But pretty much it was used to get rid of like anti-discriminatory language that would discriminate against pedophiles. It's deep, and I'm gonna go drop a video on that in a couple days at some point. But nevertheless, it's like they want to remove the language that discriminated against child love, essentially. And I'll bring it back up, but that's some wild stuff. They're utilizing the LGBTQ as a shell, as a front. But you're just okay with it. And if we speak out against LGBTQ, then we're transphobic, we're homophobic, we're not nothing phobic. We have to get through this. They're using you as a human shield, and they're doing nefarious shit and putting you in front to take all the bullets. You don't get it. You don't get it. I promise you. Go do your research on the Walk With Me movement. They are grooming children, especially the young men, when they say, oh, this isn't a boy, he's non-binary. He's not a boy. He's a girl. He wants to do this transition. You like wearing dresses, don't you? Don't you, little Jason? Jacina? Don't you like wearing dresses? Huh? I'm progressive. Look at me. It's a dangerous world we live in out here. And the thing is, this is going to be one of those things that's classified as hate speech when I said nothing wrong. People are going to get butthurt and offended, but it's just like, well, go do your research. If you're just going to name call me, come with the facts. I presented many different arguments, and I'm going to keep on using the same arguments until they can be refuted. This is what it means to be masculine. This is what it means to stand up for something. This is what it means to be willing to die for something. This is what it means to put up the utmost sacrifice. My channel might get in trouble for this type of stuff one day. So be it. I'll start over, But we got too many men that back down from their word. We got too many men that will bitch up under pressure. We got too many men that cannot be trusted at their word. We have too many men that have no honor. We have too many men that have no courage. And this is just a very simple example of what that looks like. Is that toxic to you? Maybe a little bit, but you catch my drift. Till the next one.